We've all been there and had that aching moment when you walk into a presentation and have no idea where to start. You want to connect with your audience, but you also want to engage them right off the bat with whatever your topic may be. When you are attempting to give a strong presentation, there truly is no good way to open it up. There are no rules on what you can and can't do, but there are ways that you can grab your audience's attention right off the bat and start your speech out strong. We all know that if you start weak in your presentation, your confidence level will be low and it will all go downhill from there. However, if you start out strong, you'll be bursting with confidence for the rest of the time. As I mentioned, there is no set way to open up a speech well, but there are many set ways on how you can poorly open up a speech. Today, I will be telling you what to avoid if you want to grab your audience's attention from the very beginning, and then close off by sharing some other interesting ways to open up a speech. The first thing you should never do when starting your presentation is walk up, grab the podium, and look around. My tip for you is to walk up confident, head to the sky, skip the podium, and just start talking. Don't give your audience time to think about what you'll say next. Just jump right in and engage them with full eye contact and an enthusiastic voice. One of the worst things you can do as a presenter is walk up looking as if you would rather die than give this speech. Grab the podium and begin to say useless information that has nothing to do with your presentation, such as your job title or what year in school you might be. Howcast.com recommends that the best way to begin a presentation is to say one thing, but make sure that it is not about you. The truth is, the audience doesn't care about you. They don't want to hear your life story. They care about themselves. They recommend that if you start with one thing, it should also relate to your audience. And if you can do that, they will be engaged and ready to listen the whole time. The next thing that we see most people do when beginning a presentation is ask a simple question or tell a funny joke. Now, this can be good, however, it most always ends in awkward silence. As a presenter, it is your job to determine if the question is worth asking or if the joke is worth telling. Most of the time, it is appropriate to ask a question because it gets the audience thinking, but you really need responses in order for the question to work out as planned. For example, in this type of presentation where the audience is virtual, asking a question would not be appropriate because you will not receive any replies. Now, I will give you some other interesting ways you should open up a presentation that you don't commonly see. Brian Tracy, a professional public speaker, has found these ways to be some of the best you can start by engaging your audience as soon as you start. First, you could start with a famous quote. An example could be, if you were going to be discussing sports, tell your audience a passionate sports quote to give them an emotional connection. Second, you can start off with them referring to a well-known person. Give an example of something and write about this that you will refer to the main topic of your speech. Third, you can make a shocking statement. For example, consider being in Clarkson and giving a speech in class and saying, statistically, 2/3 of us will graduate from KU. Once you mention that, it will leave people wondering, who won't be the one to graduate, and create a connection between you and the audience members. Fourth, you can discuss a historical event. Say you discuss how on September 11, 2001, America was attacked in one of the worst terrorist-caused tragedies of all time. Another thing you can do is refer to a recent conversation. If you stand up and say, hello everybody, over there I was just talking to so-and-so, and we discussed this and that, and it made me think about the main topic of my presentation I will be giving you today, your audience will begin to engage on the idea of how that conversation related to what you are going to be discussing. All of these are good ways that I usually don't see people open up presentations with, but would love to see more of because I feel like we need more variety within presenting. The way we as presenters open up has started to all become the same, and it is important that we learn new ways so we can only keep moving forward and improving our presentation skills. Today I have informed you on how to open up a presentation strong. With my tips, I believe that you can open up a strong presentation and make it more fun than just the usual openings we commonly see. Remember, there is no set way to open up a speech, so please, do whatever you want with it. Make it fun and something that the audience can connect with right off the bat.